Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we are going to take one last look at this pair of Ritepoint view lighters. They have matching advertisements. The lighter on the right is a pocket model. The lighter on the left is a table model. We fueled up both of these lighters a couple of weeks ago, and I've made other videos about these lighters in the past. We have had plenty of tinkering and messing around with the flint in these lighters, trying to see if they might work a little bit more reliably. When we got them, the file wheel that was in the table model worked considerably better than the one that was in the pocket model. Just trying to show you the difference in the sparks here. Neither one of these have fuel in their upper chamber. From looking at these right at the moment, I believe that the better of the two is now in this pocket model. So keep that in mind if you buy these lighters. I will put this one back into the table model before I send them out. But we're going to do a little bit of experimenting again, or not really experimenting, just demonstrating how this lighter works. I am not going to fuel up the table lighter again. You can see down here at the bottom where the base attaches to the plastic tank that there are some cracks, and it will hold fuel for some time, but eventually that fuel will evaporate out of there. So the table lighter for certain is being sold as not working, definitely not reliable, not a dependable lighter. But what it is being sold as is a pair of advertising lighters for Ship by Truck, Nichols Trailer and Equipment Company, trailers, truck bodies, truck equipment, Dothan, Alabama. That is on the floating card that is inside of each lighter. The truck that is inside the pocket model also has the words Ship by Truck on both sides. That is not on the truck that is in the table lighter. The plastic of the tank of the table model also looks a little bit cloudy, where the pocket lighter looks pretty clear. You can see that there is some fuel in there. You also saw me strike this while ago and it did not light. So what we are going to do is actuate this button here. The button behind the wick is what is going to allow fuel into the upper chamber. So we are going to push that button and you should see bubbles come up to the surface as this fuel transfers to that upper chamber. And we didn't really see any bubbles because the fuel level immediately dropped. But I do believe that we got the fuel that we need into that upper chamber. And now here in a moment we will see if we can get this to ignite. I have not seen any leaks out of this pocket model, but to be fair and honest, I haven't seen any leaks out of the table model as well. You would have thought with those cracks that you might see fuel come out, but I did not. I never witnessed a leak. I only noticed that the fuel was gone after leaving that table model idle for well, more than a week this last time. The first time it was idle over here for a couple of weeks before I had noticed it. There's also some other advertisement here on this pocket lighter that says trucks pay $2,410 in taxes each minute, day and night. So this is sort of a lobbying tool for the trucking industry, it looks like. I'm really enamored with these Ritepoint lighters, and when I acquired these two, I was pleasantly surprised that they held the fuel as well as they did. Also surprised that they happened to work as well as they did. So here you see the flame igniting on the second strike. You will also see that the flame, while appearing pretty strong at the beginning, wanes fairly quickly and looks like it may just go ahead and settle down into an ember on that wick. So while this pocket model works considerably better than the table model, doesn't have any leaks that I have witnessed or perceived, that original wick that is in there is probably in need of replacement. I have not done so simply because my desire was to keep these lighters original, knowing that whoever ended up purchasing these for their advertising to display might also like to have them in their original condition. That's typical. Most lighter collectors would rather have that original wick in it, especially if they're not going to be using it, than a more structurally sound wick that might work well when they're not going to use the lighter anyway. So I am willing to change the wick out in this if the buyer would like for me to. I have had a couple people who have asked for videos, and I would like to make a re-wicking video for this lighter, but I will only do that if that is what is asked by the person who purchases this set of lighters, these two advertising lighters for the trucking industry and Nichols Trailer and Equipment Company specifically. Really cool advertisement. And don't be afraid to make an offer, especially on something like this that obviously does not work the way that I would hope that it would work. That's the way that I like to sell things in my store, is as dependable, reliable lighters, not just as relics. But these two are going to be sold as advertising relics with plenty of blemishes and problems with their functionality that at the same time will display and make a perfect addition to someone's collection of vintage petrol lighters. Until next time.